Hello and welcome to Casting Rolls, a channel where we play D&D and other TTRPGs. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 2 of the Lost Adventures of Marlow, because our dear Grace, who plays Marlow Ebjorn, is currently in a production of Let the Right One In theater show, and we're so excited for her to be bringing live theater back, but also sad to miss her. So we wanted to, yeah, she is single-handedly responsible for this, but we wanted to still have her story being told while Marlow is away from the party, and so we were decided to do this. And today we have a special guest. Our dear friend from the show, Amanda, is joining us, and she is playing the bombshell drop of the character of Marlow's kind of sisterhood type figure, Eris. Is it Galat?
That's the way I read it.
Is that how you pronounced it? I never asked you, Grace.
Is it a French pronunciation?
I never said it out loud.
Guillaume, Guillaume,
Guillaume,
Guillaume. Okay.
I wanted a French sounding last name.
Eris Galat. There we go. So go from there. But if you are liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter at Casting Rolls and on Facebook at Casting Rolls ILM. We stream our videos on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our videos are uploaded on YouTube Fridays of the same week. But let's go ahead and start the show. So, Marlow. Absent ticket taker. So, Marlow. After kind of having to leave the group so that you could return Amalia to a safer location, you left the city of Hightower by airship with the Princess Alyria and Abel's father, Ogon, and headed to the capital city of Alyria. Seeing the expansive, massive metropolis below you, you and Amalia decided to go for a little bit of a stroll on your way to the patrician zone where her family has an estate. On your way there, you decided to pop into a little bookstore. Amalia found a favorite book from her childhood, which was also connected to something that you'd learned in the past with Scotty and Hole, the Winter and Summer Wolf.
What is it?
Hottie and Scold. Yes. And while shopping for the store, you heard the mysterious voice of somebody from your past speak out from the shadows to say, "Well, Molly, it's been quite a while." And so we'll kick up right there. So you see descending from the staircase from the upper floors, very similar to how you remember her being, but of course older, and time has passed. The tall, skinny but also strong and muscular visage of Eris Galat. Her blonde, stringy hair, cut probably different than you've seen it in the past, and maybe with a little bit of a more tired look to the face, maybe a few visible scars. She descends down, and you see your sister in front of you.
You ever see someone like freeze in real life and just like absolutely error 404? Like that's Mar, right? Like she's blue screen. No response. Like full, just like.
Yeah. And around that time, Amalia like comes from the back and she's like, "Oh, Marlow, I found this other," and she looks up and she says, "Eris, what are you doing here?"
Why are you both frozen? Aren't you happy to see me?
Yeah. What? How? How are you here? What?
How am I mean, where should I begin, really? I don't think it matters how I got here at this moment. I think it matters that we spend some time together and catch up. Yes?
I feel like, I'm very happy to see you. Obviously.
Are you?
Yeah. I feel like it does matter, right? Because like I've been mentally like, oh my god, we just got Amalia back, and oh my god, like Eris is still captured and I have to get her back, and now you're just like standing here in a bookstore, so it's like, pardon me if I'm still like catching up on what's just happened to me 30 seconds ago. Just that's on me.
Surely Amalia's filled you in on most everything, right?
Well, I told her what I knew about where we were and where we were kept and the work that was being done with us. But of course, after I was removed, I didn't... Did you escape somehow?
I did. And I have a plan for revenge, which, as you know, is my favorite thing in the whole world. So, we'll get to the plan. I don't want to talk about the plan. It's funny you said the work done with us. I was thinking more of it as work done on us. Surely that's what you mean.
Of course. Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. You seem to be really at peace with everything.
We shouldn't do this over drinks, right? Like, we shouldn't do this sober, right? This feels insane.
Of course we should.
I think... Yes, I think that drinks and food would be in order.
I am quite hungry. You know, I just had a pretty large success on this plan and mission. We'll get all that later, but I'm starving.
Yeah, we should eat.
We should. All right, so you guys walk out of the bookstore to the bustling streets outside the theater district. There are a lot of options around for food, and so go ahead and just roll an investigation check for me, Ma. Actually, let's. Who's probably helming this? Is Eris like gonna storm off to like let me lead the way, or do you think Marlow is gonna? I think Marlow might be a little too. Like,
I think Mar is still like shell shocked.
do you think that Eris might be on a mission here a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead for Eris for you. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. If it's not one of the skills that you have listed as proficient, then just roll the d20 and add your intelligence.
Okay. Let me find 18.
18. Very nice. Does not take you long at all. Probably in the sense that it gives almost the sense that Eris might have been in this region long enough, or at least a little bit familiar with the region, walks very directly somewhere and kind of spies this little like hole in the wall kind of bar space, walks in. There's like one shady person sitting in the back, but other than that you have the entire space to yourself, and the bartender is just this older dwarven woman, two braids down the side that are going gray, a little bit of a chin beard, and she kind of looks up from she's drinking a tankard herself, which you don't normally see bartenders doing. She kind of looks up. Well, what can I get you? Take a seat wherever you like.
I would like a large mead.
One mead, largest mead. Okay. You.
What do you have that's like really strong?
Well,
Like, what do you have that'll like get me like fucked?
well, we've got the Eldritch Peak lager. I think it's like 17% alcohol by volume. We don't recommend it for the non-dwarven kin.
Okay, well I don't want to die, but like, what do you have that's like, a step down from that?
I got you covered right away, and then Amalia says, and I'll just whatever red wine that you have would be great. And then you can take a seat. There's kind of a space in the back that's a little more isolated, or you can sit kind of in the main seated area.
Probably in the back,
Okay,
right?
so you head to the back. As you're kind of taking your seats a moment later, the dwarvish woman walks up, and she puts a tankard in front of you that's probably, like the size of your head, Eris, filled with this kind of effervescent smelling honey mead. And Marlow, there is a slightly smaller tankard set in front of you of this kind of dark amberish ale of some kind, and then a glass of wine for Amalia. And she goes, well, that would be four silver.
I'll pay.
Okay.
Happy to.
And so you pop over the 4 silver, and she goes back to her own tankard. And then you notice, like, she busts out this big book, and she's reading there and just sipping on the tankard, waiting for you if you need additional drink.
I take a long sip before starting this.
So does Amalia. half the wine glass. She sits it down.
I must say, you both seem so nervous. What's going on?
I don't know if nervous is the right word. I don't know what's the right word.
Shocked?
Shocks, yeah? Yeah? I honestly thought you might be, like, dead. So it's great. So glad you're not. It's just a lot.
I can't believe you would underestimate me like that.
It's not like underestimating you. It's just, him, the guy. He's very strong and bad.
What do you know about the guy?
I know his name. I know his organization. I know that he made lab rats, real people rats. He's one of my friends. He's great. I know he experimented on both of you. We don't have to go into that because that's unless you want to, which we can talk about it, or we don't have to. And then we went into his old lab. That's where I found her, and I pointed at Amalia. It's where I picked up her with my group. I have a group. Yeah.
Which is so surprising to you, Eris. Like, the fact that Marlow, like, one, this is probably the most, like, you've ever heard Marlow, like, say at once. But also, like, that she's traveling with a group of people, because she's always been such a loner. Yeah.
Right. I guess you could say I'm fairly shocked by a lot of what I'm hearing. Okay, so that brings us up fairly recently.
And then I was taken to be a trap for Marlow, and that was the last that I saw you. I know.
How did that end up working out for you, by the way?
Well, he tried to have me killed, but thankfully Marlow was able to rescue me before it happened.
Well, this man, and let's just call him by his name, shall we? Araman, right? Is that the right pronunciation?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Araman, yeah.
Araman. I like Araman. Araman is a horrible, horrible man. And I believe that horrible people deserve what's coming to them. Do you both agree?
Yeah, 100%, yes.
Of course, yes.
Okay. Then maybe you can both help me with something. So it turns out there are these... You don't need to know all the details, but...
No, hold on. You're not just going to throw that out there and then just be like, oh, you're not going to know all the details. We're going to know all the details.
Everything will be revealed to you when it needs to be. You just
That's
need
insane.
a little bit of faith.
That is an
You've
insane.
never had any faith in me whatsoever.
I don't know why you're bringing up old shit when you're the one who just came in here and you start being like, oh, I'm so mysterious.
I am older and wiser, and when have I ever led you astray?
All the time. What are you talking about? My whole childhood was you leading me astray.
That is not true. If it were not for me, you would still be cowering in a corner somewhere, just so afraid of who you really are. I don't have time for that, or the patience for that. But I do
Mara
know.
tries to come up with a comeback and then can't.
It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
And Amalia is like, you've recognized the tired look on her face. It is so reminiscent of every, like, moment of your childhood. Yep.
just like being back home.
Yes.
Just take my word for it. Both of you.
Fine.
There are gems. They're very powerful. I only need one more. I need one more piece of this puzzle, and then I can destroy this man. Completely get back at him. But I'm going to need your help because it's going to be rather hard to get.
Where-
This-
What gems? What?
Don't worry about the gems.
No. What do you mean you're just gonna put magical gems together and this man's just going to explode?
It's a very long story.
Have you not seen Infinity War? Come on, Marlow.
It's a very long story, honestly. You just need to tell me.
Just say any relevant facts. I'm asking a very specific question.
Just as a thing, where did you say you've already found some of them? Are these gems attached to anything of significance, or?
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, some sharp, stabby things, and weapons.
Marlow, roll a history check.
Does this happen to be related to Fey Fiends or undead?
It does not.
But I gotta ask.
Although I'll give you advantage because it is related to religion, and you can roll religion if you prefer. But since you're religious,
history's better. I got a 14.
Okay, 14. There's it's not a, like 100% like in your head, but there's like in your mind. You're like, I think that I've heard of connections between like weapons and gems before, and that it has to do with some kind of objects that were created during the subversion by each of the gods. That they had particular weapons that they imbued with magical gems that like harness the power of the gods to help in the fight.
So you want to steal really important relics? Listen, I don't care about like, gatekeeping like important artifacts. Like, but I just want to know like what are you asking here? Like, where do you need us to get it from?
Yes. All right. That's a question that I'm happy to answer.
Amazing. I'm so shocked.
What we need is a very particular certain blade. If I can get this, then it's all over. Like in a good way. Right? Yeah. So we need to go to Whistleton Keep. Do you know it?
I don't think I know it, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's House Whistleton, one of the patricians. Their house is in the Pentavere.
You want us to steal from a patrician family?
Well, would it change anything if I told you that this is not the person that you necessarily think they are? That maybe
I wasn't gonna be upset if you were asking me to steal from nobility. Truly, I don't. Yeah. Well,
Yes, that's precisely what I'm asking.
Well, I don't think that the Whistletons have quite a bad reputation, unlike many of the other patricians.
Well, what if I told you that Tarlo Whistleton, we all know.
The Lord of Antiquities.
Yeah, that one. He is a tower in A Priori.
Okay, that changes things.
Yes, it does. So, are we feeling a bit less combative now? Maybe a bit more willing to help? A bit more amenable to things? Marley?
Don't do that.
It's like
I'll help. Yeah, I'm gonna help you, but it's.
Well, Whistleton Keep is probably one of the most highly guarded estates within the Pentavere.
Which would be a problem if we weren't who we were.
They do hire mercenaries to guard their estate. They're not guarded by normal soldiers.
Do you want... I haven't seen you in a while, and I know you, so I feel like I'm validated in asking this question. When you say, like, you want to, like, go in and, like, steal something, do you mean you want to be, like, in and out, nobody knows you were there? Or do you mean, like, well, if I leave a bunch of dead bodies in the wake, like,
Let's just say...
No, that answers my question. When you say, let's just say, that's my question, that answers it.
Whatever it is that needs to be done to achieve the end result, I am willing to do. Would it be simpler cleaner to be in and out, as you call it? Sure. Yes, absolutely. There's complications. Am I willing to kill some people? Yeah. Is that important? Why? Are you on some like moral thing now?
No, I'm not on some fucking moral thing now.
Are you sure?
I mean, someone. I mean,
Who are these people that you're traveling with? Are they like religious or something?
It's like a 50-50 split. And it's not.
You're traveling with some religious people?
No, I work with the law now, okay? Like, I have to, like, do things, kind of. I have to, like, be somewhat professional and, like, work morally for things. And it does complicate things when it's like, oh, not only could I, like, lose my job and jeopardize my whole party, it's like, oh, also I could just get fucking murdered for this, you know?
I don't think that I have your back, that I'm not going to keep you from getting murdered.
I think you'll try.
You really have such little faith in me. Because
I haven't seen you in so many years. What are you talking about? It's been over a decade.
This Arman, his experimentations, all of this, it was awful. I don't want to talk about it. But I have learned a lot over the past decade. And I'm pretty badass. I was before.
You were, yes, you were always bad. You were always the badass one.
Thank you.
That's where you'd be like, no, you were badass too.
Well, sure. I mean, but you
no,
badass.
No,
there's only one, and that it was in fact me. Right. I was the badass one. You were the impressionable one. It's all right. It's how it worked. I was older. You were insecure.
Yeah. Now your age's really showing, huh?
That's just petty.
It was petty. I'm sorry.
I could always get you to apologize to me. I'm so glad to see all of this is still the same.
Amalia like raises her hand and you notice the wine is gone. And she's like, I need another over this way.
Oh my goodness. Are you going to help me or not?
I'm going to help you.
Law lady.
No, don't do that.
Oh, I better be on my best behavior. I better not drink this mead. Is it legal? Am I allowed to? You missed me. You missed me for a decade.
Immediately I didn't at all. It's crazy. Fuck. Yes, I missed you.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I fear that I would not be able to join you on the expedition, but I might be able to provide some insight into how to access the grounds at least.
Go for it, Mama Bear.
Well, I mean, you can always go through the front gate. That would require a little bit of subterfuge or deception, which Marlow is not skilled at.
Right.
There's also the sewers. They do run directly under the Pentavere, and as large as the keep is, I'm sure that there is access from the sewers to the keep. You could potentially access them on the grounds of the Windsor estate, and then make your way over. It's only about half a mile or so.
I would say the flashiness of the Windsor estate is calling to me, but something tells me that Marley is going to prefer the sewers. What do you think?
I think the sewers is a smart way to do it. I think, no offense, neither one of us is the most charming person in the world. So I don't think...
I'm pretty charming.
I don't know what stat I gave Eris on charmingness.
Which one is that?
It's charisma, yeah.
I have a +3.
I feel right in what I've just said.
Yes.
I feel correct. In Marlowe's head, this is the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Which makes total sense when you're super charismatic older sibling type person.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go through the front door, you would have to be doing most of the talking, but I could back you up. And I could think of a possible fucking story to get us in the door.
Your willingness to do all of that is very touching. But I don't mind going through the sewers. Let's do
This
it.
seems easier.
Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. Again, all I care about is the end result. I'm not trying to go out of my way to kill people. Contrary to what you seem to believe about me.
Okay. Do you have like a little gang? Do you have anyone else that's helping you? Is this just a solo kind of thing?
No, I fly solo these days, darling.
Wonderful.
Yeah. That's all I need. Other people just get in the way. They complicate things. They
Okay,
say-
I can just go. Like, I can just...
Oh, no.
No.
I don't mean you. You're different. Most of the time.
I think, fine. When did you want to do this?
Well, as soon as possible, really.
I mean, now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god.
It's about probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon or so. So it would take about 2 hours to walk to the Pentavere. You could take one of the little the monorail type system that runs around. That would cut into the journey a little bit. But you could by evening be heading into the sewers. If that's what you like. If there's anything else you want to do in this district before you head that way. If you need to pick up any supplies or anything.
We should probably wait until nighttime. I mean, that just seems like, subterfuge, whatever.
Cover of darkness.
Yeah. Do you know... Do you have any information about the inside of the house? Do you know where this is? Do you just know he has it?
Just know he has it, and I
Okay.
know that he is very high up in a very powerful organization, and I know that he has something that I need. So that's all I need to know.
Yeah, Lord of Antiquities, Marlow, go ahead and roll a history check just to see if that rings a bell for you.
Mars having a bad day. I don't think it will.
But Amalia rolled a natural 20. So Amalia will say, it has been a very long time since I was in the keep, and they were quite expansionary, and so I'm sure that the layout has changed quite a bit. But I do know that Tolo Whistleton is one of the younger members of the Whistleton family, and has made it his kind of life's mission to accumulate antiquities, old artifacts, especially from around the time of the Subversion. If you know the College of Antiquities, the large museum of Alyria, is funded purely by the Whistleton family, and the museum's curation is from their private collection. So it's a very large keep, very large established, amounts of kinds. Probably many rooms, but they would surely have some kind of guarded location where they would keep the more expensive items.
Do you even know what this looks like? Will you be able to look at it and be like, yes, I know what it is, or are you just gonna wing it?
You do.
I'm gonna ask the same question.
You do, because it is a twin to the other blade that you already got yesterday.
Okay.
And
how
the
much...
two swords are twins of each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much can I tell her about the specifics of this?
As much as you want. You have you have the very first item you found.
Mm-hmm.
You have that, so you could show her. But you left the original sword, the one that you found yesterday. You left that sword, but you kept the two other objects that the first gem came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the time may come that it likely will come that I reveal more than this. But what you need to know is we're looking for a blade. This blade is connected to an aquatic figure.
Like the god?
I mean, if you believe in all that, then yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if you believe in all, who would believe in that? That's crazy. What?
But that makes it extra identifiable. I will know it when I see it. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, Josh.
You
Now that I know that this is connected to Suvanar.
can roll a religion or history check.
Okay.
with advantage because you already did well enough on the other roll to kind of start making connections. Yeah.
God, Mark, roll above a 10, please. Babe, roll above a 10. 16.
16. The only thing that comes to mind is that there was a legendary sword that was wielded by the champion of Suvenar, and the blade was called the Wave Dancer. It was the twin blade of the Tiller, which was Tanatsa's sword. And it was like the two people who wielded it in the subversion, they were twins. And they were a male and female twin pair, and one was a champion of Tanatsa and the other was a champion of Suvenar. Very powerful weapons.
Casual.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah, this, okay, yeah. This can't go wrong.
So
What's your like plan if we get caught? You have a plan on that one?
I don't plan on getting caught, so.
Okay, so no plan.
Fight my way out, of course.
All right.
I
fine by
have
me.
powers, as do you, that a lot of people don't.
Yeah, well aware of that one.
We can fuck people up.
No, we can fuck people up.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to fuck people up in a long time.
You
It
kind
was
of
only
miss it.
2 days ago, and I'm missing it.
Because it's really fun, especially when people really deserve it.
Especially when people really deserve it. I fought a fucking devil the other day.
Tell me all about
I'm
it.
just saying. This guy was like raising them, like for fun. Well, not for fun, it was for a purpose, but like mostly for fun. He got his ass. And then we had to hand him over because of legal reasons, which was the right thing to do.
Who's this?
Oh, it's a long story. He's like part of a death cult, just like go with it.
As you do.
Yeah, you know. So, but and adjacently, working for Arlen.
Okay, well, you know,
Yeah,
he's got his
it all connects back together.
fingers in a lot of pies. That
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, sure is.
But
My
this-
group's been going after a priori and since very very early on in our way, even before I knew your connection to it. So.
And you
It's
faced
also-
a tower before, like that was for Marlow, like
Who was the tower?
Lady Haverly.
Oh yeah, I killed a tower. Actually, me single-handedly. Actually, that's not true. I let her pet cat do it. Lady Haverly, you remember?
Oh, that's
She
poetic.
captured you.
That's poetic.
Remember? Wink, wink.
Yes.
That is
Um,
poetic.
Yeah.
It sounds like we are a match made in heaven. Same goals, same end result. We just need to help each other out.
Yeah, this won't fuck me over. That's fine.
Why in the world would you think I would fuck you over? I'm your
I don't think you would intentionally fuck me over.
You think I
I
will
think-
accidentally fuck you over?
No, I think this situation has a very high probability of fucking me over. And I don't think I'm crazy for saying that.
Your backpedaling is remarkable.
I didn't say you put words in my mouth. When I clarify, it's not backpedaling.
Mm-hmm. You seem to think I'd be dead by now. I don't know who exactly you think I am, but I'm just not someone who would be dead by now when you are thriving. Oh,
You think I'm fucking thriving right now?
you're a band of 50
Thriving?
people. You're the law enforcer. You sound like you're thriving.
Like,
Molly.
Malia, hold me back. I'm really mad right now.
Amalia has gone to the bar for her third glass of wine.
No, because, okay, you know what, I don't want to compare trauma. We're not going to do that. That's not helpful for anyone, okay? But while you two were captured, I was on my fucking own, okay? When I never done that before.
Oh, you mean not being experimented on? That sounds awful.
was alone for a decade. I didn't fucking talk to anyone. I forgot how to even remotely be a person because I was a wolf for so fucking long. And then, the second that I kind of got close to you guys, you know what happened? The fucking Order of the Lycanthrope found me, and now I'm a part of that, okay? So I'm a part of a fucking cult. So it's really, I just feel like maybe you don't want to jump all over me right now, is the thing.
I would love you to tell me more about the cult bit.
Amalia, well, she's being a little, she's being a little dramatic. Not quite a cult so
It's
much.
a cult. Amalia, it's not technically a cult. It's an order. It's an official order of government.
Right. Does anybody else need another drink?
No, I'm alright, thanks.
You don't.
I don't. Okay.
Okay, have her sit down next to me.
She sits down next to you.
You never could hold your liquor,
No,
Amalia.
not quite. But I did drink a lot when I was younger.
Oh, that's quite sad.
Yeah. Look, the Order of the Lycanthrope is you're gonna love it. I'm gonna say it out loud and you're gonna go, that's the coolest shit, wow!
I'm ready. Tell me.
Okay. It is a group of people living in the woods, middle of nowhere, who voluntarily turn themselves into lycanthropes and then go out into the world and fight evil.
That sounds amazing. Can I join? Where do I sign up?
You don't want to join.
Why would I not want to join? It
Because
sounds
that's a
incredible.
government. That's the whole thing. They're the government. I am the government now, kind of. I'm government adjacent.
Oh, I don't care for that bit.
I have a badge. It sucks.
A badge? Oh my god.
I
You have
know.
a badge?
I
What
sure
a
do.
dog.
Yeah, she shows you this.
Good.
It's a kind of a silver with a wolf head with a moon sigil behind it.
Now, listen, I like the design of the badge, but the fact that you have a badge, really.
Look,
My
I'm the sixth ranger of the Order of the Lycanthrope, okay? I have a fucking
You're
title.
a what?
I'm a ranger. The sixth
You're
ranger.
a ranger?
Stop
Oh my
it!
That is so
Stop.
cute.
It's not fucking cute,
It's
okay?
adorable.
You're fucking bullied into joining this order because I didn't have anywhere else to go, and they're all like, wow, being a lycanthrope is so great, wee! And I'm over here like, Jesus fucking Christ, doesn't
That has-
exist.
Always been the thing you needed to get over.
I have come to terms with it, okay? I don't have to like it.
Sure you do.
No, I don't, and I won't.
Rest of your life, babe. I think you do need to start liking it a little bit.
Lycanthroping it.
Amalia says this.
I love it. I love it.
Look, I'm just gonna hide the badges when we do this.
Your ranger badges. But yes, hide them. We don't want anyone to see that you're a ranger.
I throw my badge at her.
Make an attack roll.
Okay.
Use your dex.
Use my dex. Okay. Where's all my stuff? Why did all of my why is none of my inventory equipped? I just realized that. Hold on, none of my things are equipped. Why did I unequip everything? Okay. Do I get proficiency?
Yeah.
Is that how this works?
Yep.
A 20. Not
Okay.
natural.
Yeah. So it hits. So it beans you like in the shoulder, Eris. Yeah.
God, I'm keeping this. For the record.
No.
I think
I would say I want you to, but I actually have to keep that.
I will hold on to it for now until you can learn to stop throwing things at me. How about that?
fine. Next time I'll throw my drink at you. That's fine.
Well, I'll keep that too. Makes sense.
Can we go?
Yeah, let's do.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So for brevity's sake, do you take the monorail or do you stroll?
Do we need to get anything?
If you need any supplies or anything, there's plenty of shops around where you could grab what you need.
I feel like if we're gonna go on this very stealthy mission, maybe we should get some things.
Yeah. Yeah, does there seem to be like a, I don't know, like some kind of...
Like a subterfuge store?
Yeah, where all the spies hang.
Hilariously, you're in the theater district, so there are plenty of costume shops, which would include things like cloaks, makeup, like any kind of stuff like that you might need like that.
Oh my god. Yes. Let's go see if we can find you a Sherlock Holmes costume.
Famous Alyrian detective, Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let's pop in, get some disguises. They will come in handy. All jokes aside. I'm gonna go in and get a wig
Okay.
and some kind of like garment that just it has a hood and covers everything.
Simple enough. Okay.
Yeah, I want to just get like a really simple neutral cloak.
Okay. Mark off 5 copper.
5 copper. All right.
I have a mysterious amount of money. Is that?
I don't know how much money I gave you.
I don't see it listed anywhere.
Oh, I didn't give you any money. That's why. You could just assume that you have like around 100 gold.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Got it. I think it would probably help if we popped in an apothecary. Maybe.
Yeah.
Just in case there are injuries. We won't be injured, but you know, you never know.
We will be. I almost guarantee. Yeah, that sounds smart.
Okay.
Do it.
You pop in somewhere. You can pick up a couple. There's one apothecary nearby that's selling healing potions. You can get 3 for 110 gold. So like if Eris wanted to get one, Marlow, they're like 40 gold each basically. 35.
I will
gold
get
each.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will also get one.
Okay, good there. You got a healing potion for you.
Well,
Do you have a healing potion?
I think you might have one.
I think I have one. Yeah, I do have one. Okay, so we have 3 total.
Good.
Great.
All right, and then as you guys are doing your inventory, for brevity's sake, you make your way to the Pentavere. Amalia shows her sigil to gain entrance. The Pentavere is within the walled city of Anarvere is another walled conclave. It's kind of like landfall, basically. So there's somebody at the gate. They make sure you walk in. When you go in, it's almost like you left New York City. Like imagine if Central Park was turned into an estate that had mansions at different points of the park, but all of the nature was left in place. So it's like the moment you walk through, all of the sounds of the city kind of vanish behind you. The streets become these beautiful gilded cobblestone. There's beautiful lanterns with fairy light that line the paths. These gorgeous old oak trees that line every place. There's manicured lawns everywhere, flowers, everything's budding and beautiful. And just every few, half a mile or so as you're walking, you come across another large expanse where there is an estate. A large house. Some of them are gated, some of them are more open. Eventually, Amalia does lead you to the Windsor estate. And she says, well, if you're going to get into the sewers, I believe that the sewer entrance is at the back of the estate. We can go ahead and head that way. Might be best if the rest of the family does not see you currently. So they don't know you were here. And so
I'll put on my wig and my cloak.
There you go. So she leads you to kind of around through the gardens to the back of the estate, and you see there's a grated kind of like a cauldron type entrance, and it's unlocked in any kind of way. And she slings it to the side, and she says, From my childhood, I believe that the sewers are a little bit of a maze, but she points in a general direction for you, Mar.
Okay.
The estate is that way, so as long as you're heading in that general direction, you should be able to find your way. It's 2 estates over.
Okay. Should be able to get it.
All right. So you guys pop down into the sewers, and let's go ahead and take 5 minutes there as you're descending into the sewers, so we can take a quick little 5-minute break. I freaking love every moment that happened in that first exchange. Thank you so much. But we'll be back in 5, and then we'll see what the sewers hold.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Hey all, this is Editor Josh from the future to drop a little bit of a commercial break here in the middle of the episode. I hope that you're enjoying it. We have with us our fantastic guest, Amanda Wilson, who is the co-host of a fantastic Harry Potter-based podcast called The Fox and the Foxhound. And this is a podcast that she started with her husband a couple years ago when they were, at that time, engaged to be married. And he had never read the Harry Potter series before, while Amanda is probably one of the biggest Potterheads that I know. And they decided to kind of go on a journey, chapter by chapter, book by book through the series together, and not just read it and to figure out, why do people enjoy these series for Kevin, but also to see what lessons they could pull from the series for their own life together, their future marriage, and then once they were married, their continuing marriage, and now that they're expecting a child, perhaps parenthood and things beyond. So if you are a Potterhead, or if you just love fantastic podcasts about love, family, and the things, the connections and things that bind us together, then please check out our dear friend Amanda and her husband Kevin at The Fox and the Foxhound. You can find their information up above and also in the video description below, as well as probably a card or something throughout the video as well. But please check them out and send them our love. And Foxies, if you're checking out, it's great to see you, and we will get back to the show. So, welcome back from the break. Where we left off, Marlow and Eris were descending into these sewers, which, for sewers, are beautifully kept. Like the space underneath the Pinterveer, like even here, it's clear that they send down workers to make sure that the shit doesn't stink. And so there's a thin trickle of water that kind of runs down the middle of where you are right now, but it's a large bricked kind of rounded structure, and for you kind of descend down a little staircase, and you're here. You can go right or left. Right would go back under the Windsor estate. Left would be kind of the direction that Amalia was pointing you, so you turn and head that way. Who would like to helm the perception rolls for your travels during those sewers? I feel like this might be Mars' wheelhouse.
I think this is probably my wheelhouse.
Yeah, you're more of an investigator, Eris, so that makes sense. So,
Happy
Marlo,
to.
go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Can I be using wolf senses? Never mind. This is 24. Probably don't need it.
No, you're fine. All right, so 24. Fantastic. All right, so you walk for a little bit of ways, and based on what Amalia says, you think you're heading about a half of a mile. You walk about a football field's distance. Both of you have dark vision, so there's no light down here, but what you see is kind of a muted gray kind of expanse, like you're seeing in low light, but there's no color. So it's just kind of a grayish expanse. You do hear the distant kind of like a sound of maybe rats or something, but nothing in the general vicinity. About a football field's down, you get to a Y. One Y seems to be curving off to the left, and the other one is curving off towards the right. General direction from what she's saying, it's hard to know which one would take you the right direction, but it seems more the right side, but you can kind of choose which path you want to take more.
I'll get with the right side.
Okay.
I will stick to what Mom said.
You go a little bit further, and you come to another turnoff, where it's like a T intersection. One's going straight, and you feel like that might lead away from where you want to go, but then the T junction to the left is heading that way.
Okay.
So you'll turn left there. Now, as you're going, the thin trickle of water at the base is getting a little deeper. You find yourself wading in water, but thankfully it seems relatively like this might be storm water runoff rather than sewage runoff. And so there's just kind of like maybe there was a recent rain or something, and there's kind of it's raising there. But with the 24, your senses are immediately picking up the smell of animal matter, and that sound of speaking is getting a little bit louder.
Can we try to be quiet so rats don't just start storming us?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and both of you make stealth checks. So under your proficiencies there, Amanda. With your plus 11 to stealth.
Yeah, so even with that, 15.
15?
I got a 22.
22. Wow. Oh, that's good, because literally they rolled a 10 on their perception. So as you're kind of slowly making your way through the trudge, there's a moment where at the edge of your 60 feet, you see like this kind of lump or mass in the kind of the path. And you're kind of like, oh, it's like storm water detritus or refuse. But then you see it like shimmy a little bit and move. And you see what is a fairly large rodent is kind of like scurrying along the side in the water. You pause for a moment, and they take a little turn, and they go off into this small little gullet that you wouldn't be able to fit into and turn off that way. And then you keep moving forward. You get another 60 feet or so, and then there's another one there. And you wait for a moment, and then it passes by as well. Neither of them seeming to perceive where you're going.
Marley, any chance this is your rat friend you spoke of? Do you speak the language? Can you appeal to it in some way?
He's like a person. This feels like borderline
I mean,
offensive.
that was a very big rat.
What's a very big
He's
rat?
like your size. He's a person.
And you probably would have actually seen him, Eris. Like you probably saw him, but that joke can still stand. All right, you get to another junction, and this way it's really difficult to tell which way you want to go. So left or right. You can roll an investigation check to see if there are any kind of which might be more of Eris's wheelhouse.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad at math. 27.
Oh,
God,
okay.
yeah.
So beautifully, because you're also a thief, because you're a rogue, you speak something called thieves' cant, which is like the roguish quick speech that they use so that like people don't catch on to what they're doing. And as you're looking around, you're like, I have no idea which is the right path. But then you notice, like up in the corner, you see a symbol in thieves' cant. And there's an arrow, and then this symbol is this one. And then you see another one on the other junction pointing the other way. One says Whistleton, the other one says Perseverance. And so you're like, oh, that's clearly the right direction. So you head to the left path.
Yeah.
Mar, when you see it, you're like, it just looks like gibberish to you, but in thieves' cant, Eris can read it. All right? So you keep making your way this direction. The water is probably now like half calf, a little bit deeper. Half calf. Go
That's what
ahead.
I'm drinking these days.
Are you still moving stealthily as the water's gotten a
I
little
think
deeper?
so,
Okay.
probably.
Since
I don't
the
feel
water-
like there's a rush on this one.
Since the water has deepened a little bit, make another stealth check for us to see if you can prevent the sloshing.
We have 27.
27. Yeah. Eris disappears into the shadows. Marlow, natural 1. So, Eris, as you experienced so many times in your childhood, you are deftly moving. Like, you're not even making a sound. Like, the water, like, it's almost like you're Moses parting the seas in front of you. Like, there's not even making a sound of water. And then suddenly you hear behind you, like a loud sloshing sound, and then a swoosh, as Mar has put her foot into a hole in the bottom of the kind of the pathway, tripped, and has face planted into the water.
In 10 years, you could not get better at this? You would
not
think
very-
like the law enforcement training would go into play. Yeah.
I can arrest you. I can arrest you.
You're not gonna arrest me.
All right. As you guys are having this quiet, I assume, a little conversation, Marlow. Oh wait.
Oh.
Hold on. I
back.
lost for a second. I'm back. Okay. As you guys are having your like a little quiet little conversation, there's a moment where it kind of dulls out, and Marlow, you hear the squeaking sounds are louder, and they're coming from where you're heading, moving in your direction.
Okay. Here's my thinking here. I have a torch.
Okay.
Can I throw it unlit, like further past us in like another direction, like back the way we're going, so maybe they'll like get distracted by that noise and go somewhere else?
They could, but this is on one path, so if you throw it behind you, it's just going to make a sound behind you.
Never mind.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do.
It's approaching at this edge of your 60 feet. You see one of those large rats appearing, and then it's running in your direction, and another one is running in your direction, and then
How fast are they
a third
moving?
one. They're moving full speed. They're dashing.
We should run. We should just probably run.
They're approaching.
I start running.
You turn around and start running.
All right. Well, action decided. Let's run.
Okay, so you turn around and start running. They keep running. They're following in your direction. You get back to the intersection. Do you keep going? Do you go straight, or do you go back to the where you came from?
Which way did the thing say to go?
So you were heading towards Whistleton. The straight ahead would be Perseverance, and then right would be back towards Windsor.
Can we really quickly duck into the, like, do we have enough ground on them to duck into the tunnel and they keep running?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
You
can
duck
we do that
in.
and try
Yep,
to like
absolutely.
hide from them?
So you duck in. Go ahead and make a stealth check because you're using the hide action, both of you.
22.
22.
Okay, there we go. 17.
17. They did roll a natural 20 on their perception. But so you duck in, you think you're well hidden. You're not making any sound, and you see the first rat tear past you heading towards Perseverance. The second rat tears past heading towards Perseverance. The third rat tears past you heading towards Perseverance. You get the sense that they were not coming after you. They were
That's
just
creepy.
running.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, we will never know what's down there until we go.
All right, but I'll use your stealths because those are both relatively good stealth checks. So you get back to the main line. You're heading towards Whistleton. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, Mark.
Okay.
Not. It is scent or smell based because you're depending on that more than your eyes. So go ahead and make it with advantage.
Okay, great. That is a 14.
14. Okay. So you're moving forward. What is my marching order here? Who's first?
Probably Mar first if she's leading the perception roll.
Okay, sounds good. So Mar, you're stepping forward, and you're sloshing through. The sounds of the squeaking disappear behind you. Eerily, you don't hear any other sounds, and you keep moving forward. The water deepens a little bit, and you come to a place where it opens up into kind of this circular room where there's a couple other entrances that come in here. There's a cistern at the top that's open to the sky, so like clearly like a rain cistern or whatever. And there's a pool of water in front of you. There's a path. There's 3 other paths that you can choose from in this space.
Any more clues written?
Go ahead and make an
that
investigation check. Yep.
are- 26.
Yes, actually. So they're interested because they're written in like this ink that kind of slightly glows in the dark, and so you see one like the Whistleton is to the right.
Okay. Well, let's go to the right.
All right, so you make your way, Marlow. As you're stepping into the pool and you're heading that way,
Mm-hmm.
with a 20 on its stealth roll.
I'm sure it did.
This creature, which had probably been hunting rats, now has another snack in mind. And
Okay.
Eris, your steps behind, and you see emerging out of the pool at the center this large alligator-shaped creature lunging in Marlow's direction. So it's going to make an attack roll at you, Mar. I
Oh,
just dropped
my.
the die. It's not going to hit. That is a 13 to hit.
Nope.
All right, so it lunges out at you. It dives past you. You're able to kind of sidestep. So now it's between you and Eris. But as it's passing you by, it's going to whip out at you with its tail. That one might hit. Let's see. That is a... Nope, that's probably not going to hit. That's only a 15. Yeah. All right, so its tail whiffs into the air, but you now have a very large, angry, giant crocodile between the two of you. Both of you go ahead and roll initiative.
And... Okay, 7.
Oh no, 7.
6.
Oh no! Well, thankfully there's only 3 things. Where did my pen go? I literally just had it there. All right, there's only 3 of you, so I mean it's not like you're never going to go. Okay.
2 high-decked people.
And that was the lowest initiative you could possibly roll. So 7 from Eris and a... Did you say 6, Mar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 7 and 6. All right, so the crocodile recovers very quickly. With you now in front of it, Eris, it's going to snap in your direction. And that will hit. That is a 24 to hit. And so it kind of snaps out at your leg, and you take 12 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a... Oh, no. You are grappled, which means
Oh,
it's
it
kind
just
of...
happened.
It's grabbed you, and so you're kind of stuck. Now, in your turn, you can try to escape from it if you want to. But you are grappled. And so it's trying to do like the barrel roll thing that
Oh, for
crocodiles
fuck's
do.
sake.
And then it's going to whip out with its tail at you again, Mar. That is a 20 to hit.
That'll do it.
And you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail pows into the side of your body. Yep.
Cool.
So am I didn't take any damage because I'm
Oh, sorry.
stuck?
You took, did I say 12 points?
I think it was 12.
12 points, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 12 points of damage. And all right, so Eris, you are now engaged. Now, beautiful thing about you with your ability, you're grappled. Normally, you would have to use your action to try to break from the grapple, but you have that bonus action ability.
Oh.
The one that allows you to Shadowstep.
Hang on, let me find that one. Yes.
There you go. So, do you want to go ahead and use that to escape
Yes,
from the grapple?
please.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Marlow, as you're like recovering from the tail hitting you, you suddenly see Eris like in the. She seems to like vanish for a second, and then she appears behind the alligator, almost in like a puff of smoke. And now you can make your attacks with advantage, Eris. So you get 2 attacks with your dagger. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay.
And
Am I
you-
rolling once or twice? Sorry.
So you roll twice and take the highest number.
Okay, well, my first one was a nat 20, so I think I'm going to take that one.
You
Absolutely.
probably should take that one.
Yes, so 100%. And then go ahead and roll the other one to hit as well.
The other one, do I add anything to it?
Plus 8.
Okay, so the first one was 28.
Yeah,
And this one is another 20, not a nat 20, but
Ooh,
combined.
they both hit. So now the first one,
Wow.
because you're rolling with advantage, you get sneak attack. So we're going to roll the damage from the dagger first.
Oh,
So
just get rid of it.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Oh, a d6, okay. 1 second. Alright, I got a 5.
So that's 10 because it's a critical hit. And then you also get to roll sneak attack, so that's 3d6.
Okay. And I add them together?
Yeah, 3d6 in the total.
7.
But it's 14 because it's a critical hit. And then we
Okay.
add 5 to it for your bonus. So
That's really good.
29 points of damage. And Marlowe, you see these, like, this is the first time you've seen Eris's daggers. She kind of pulls them out, and they're these almost like as if they are carved out of obsidian. These beautiful, shining black daggers. And she
Cool.
stabs out at the alligator from behind in 2 places. You can see the scales of the dagger popping off in one, and a deep gash slashing down with the other. 29 points on that. That is a huge hit. Fantastic. Do you want to move or do anything else with your turn there, Marlowe? Or Eris?
I feel like I'm in a pretty good position. I'm gonna see where I am.
Good. All right, cool. Marlowe, your turn.
I'd like to hit it, please.
All right. Do you want to move to flanking?
I would love to move.
Okay,
to
so
flank.
Eris is at the tail, so you slide around to the front. So you're now at the dragon, the
no.
crocodile's head. Go ahead and are you going to activate your right?
I am going to hold off.
Okay, good. So go ahead and just make your 2 attacks with your.
I don't get that much.
Oh, and Eris, if you can write down that the alligator is wounded.
Okay.
Will like 16 hit the alligator?
16. Yeah, just hits.
Okay, great.
Armor class is 15. Yeah.
So that is 7 points of damage.
7,
And it's
okay.
wounded.
It is wounded, so now it has 3 wounds.
And then. Huh. I'm trying to see if I want to hit it again normally, if I want to do something cool. No, I'm just gonna go for hits. I'm just gonna go for
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna hit it with the rapier again. That is I get a big edge.
Yep.
So there's 21 to hit.
Yep.
That's a D4. That's not correct. That is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Very nice.
And then I get one more attack,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, bonus action offhand.
And that is a natural 20.
Oof.
Damn.
Okay. So that is 7, 14, 19 damage.
Ooh. Jeez. And actually, I forgot this. You have 2 weapon fighting as well, Eris. So go ahead and roll just another attack with your dagger.
Is that 1d6?
Oh, no, roll a d20 and add 8.
Okay. 8, 22.
That definitely hits. Roll a d6 and add 5.
Okay. 6 and add 5. 8.
8 points of damage. Woof. In one round, you guys did 43 points of damage to
Yes, team.
this crocodile. Nice. And it's wounded 4 times. All right, so it comes back up to the crocodile's turn. Marlowe, roll 1d4 for me. Eris, roll 3d4 for me for the wounding damage.
You said 3?
Yes.
Okay. 8.
3.
So an additional 11 points of damage. Very nice. All right, so it is like you see like these wounds that are on there like pulsing and like blood pouring out of them from the effects of your weapons. But it is now enraged, which gives it an extra attack. So it's going to, you're not at its front, Marlowe, so it's going to lash out at you with its bite.
Okay.
That is a 20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That is 10. 6. No, I rolled a 10 and a 9.
19.
19 plus 3. So 21 points of damage. Or 22 points of damage. And then
21 or 22?
22, sorry. And then the tail attack against you, I think is going to miss Eris. So its first swing with its tail, that's only a 15 to hit. You're
And
17, right?
What am I looking at?
Your
for this?
AC.
Yeah, no, that
17.
doesn't.
And then the second one, also miss. That is only a 16. So it sweeps out at you twice with its tail, and you deftly dodge out of the way with your feline quickness. All right. Which takes us to Eris.
I'm gonna attack this son of a bitch.
All right. You get 2 attacks with your knight, or you get 3 attacks with your knight blade. So go ahead and roll 20 and add 8 for your first hit.
Okay, that is. Oh god. 14.
That one will miss. Go ahead and roll a second one.
Okay. Oh, 10.
That'll miss, but go in with your third one.
You're doing advantage, right?
Are you rolling with advantage?
Like you're rolling twice and taking the higher?
That was your
No.
that was your first strike. Roll twice.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, because I forgot that Marlowe's giving you flanking, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
right.
go ahead and
Okay.
roll it twice again and take the higher one.
Okay, so I told you I'm so bad at math. 22 and so 22.
That
with
one will hit, and then roll a third. So 2 more times.
2 more times. Okay. Ooh, probably not the first one. Okay. 17.
That hits. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Okay. 9.
Okay, 9. So that's a total of 13 or 14 points of damage. And then you also got sneak attack on it because Marlowe's within 5 feet of you. So roll 3d6.
Okay. 16.
16. Woof. Jeez Louise. Okay. So Marlowe, like you're just like Eris is like deftly carving as she's dodging away out of the tail. She's like flips over the tail at one point and stabs into the back and drags it across, and like barely kicking up water when she lands in the puddle. Like this almost like the way a cat can like land without making any sound or damage. But the crocodile is looking rough. So Marlowe, it's up to you.
I like to hit.
Okay, go
Finish
ahead.
him.
That probably won't do it. That is a 20 not natural.
That hits.
So the first one is 9 points of damage.
Yep.
And then second one is another natural 20.
Woof.
Oh my goodness.
How do you want to do it?
Oh goodness. Which side's facing me? The front?
You're at the front with the bitey.
Okay. So I would like to like slash it across like one way, and then so it's like man, and it comes at me like the other way, and then I like go down and like kind of slide under, and then just like go through the top of the like jaw.
Soft palate, yes.
With the sword, yeah.
Bam. You see like Eris, you see Marlowe disappear into the water for a second, but then you see her rapier piercing out of the top of the crocodile's skull, and it kind of lulls to the side and goes limp.
And then I just pull my sword out.
There you go.
And yeah, gently just clean it a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
As the the action dies down, you don't hear anything else in the vicinity or any other sounds in the area. You seem to have taken care of the predator of the subterranean space.
I cannot believe that you were worried about this mission, because that was really cool.
I got like fucked up a little bit. I mean,
Do you need a healing potion?
no, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. How bad are you?
Not terrible.
Okay. I'm just I would, if there were a halfway point, I would be a good bit underneath it. So.
What's is your bloodlust a quarter of the way?
I wasn't even wolfed out, so it would not have.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just. Do you think it's smart to just take an hour and?
Yeah,
sit
why
here?
not? Why not?
All right.
Okay,
Good.
you guys want to take a quick short rest?
Yeah.
So you can go back a little bit, and there's a much drier space, and so you kind of set up, and you've got an hour rest. What that means, Eris, is go ahead and roll. How far are you down?
I'm down 12.
12. Go ahead and roll 3 D8s.
Okay. 9.
You heal up 11 hit points.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Also, just as you're in your notes, Eris, mark 1. Grace, you don't hear me say this.
I can take my.
Oh no, you're
out?
fine. Okay, go ahead and take it out for a second. Yeah. Eris, mark 1 tether. Because when you use the Shadowstep ability, it applies a tether. Which that won't mean anything until you get to 3 tethers, but so we'll just keep track. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
I love secrets.
Yeah.
Secrets are fun.
All right. So if you can chat during the hour, or if you just want to move ahead, it's up to you.
Are you feeling chatty?
I mean, I don't know why you never asked me that. I think you know the answer.
No, that's a good point. You did really well. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. You did well as well.
I would help if you weren't rolling your eyes when you said it, but okay.
No, it just, you sounded a little, like, you sounded like you were surprised, you were like, oh wow, you
I wasn't
actually did
surprised.
good.
You have to remember, I'm thinking of my younger sister-ish person who still had a lot to learn 10 years ago. That's fair.
That's fair. I didn't even pull cool shit in that fight. That was very tame for me.
Very humble of you to say.
I'm just saying. I mean, I have new. You have new shit. I mean, you didn't have cool ass daggers last time I saw you.
Those are cool. Yeah. Don't worry about the daggers, but yeah, they're cool.
I wasn't worried about them, and now I am. What are you doing?
Nothing. You have no reason to be worried.
You can make an insight check if you like.
Okay. I would like. Do you not want to do math, D&D Beyond? It's
No.
literally just roll the dice and we'll do math. I was a 13, so...
Eris, go ahead and roll a...
No, it's an 18.
18. Eris, I don't think that's one of your skills. No, it absolutely is one of your skills. Roll a
She's a
d20
rep.
and add 9 to it.
Oh, God.
15.
15. So, Marlow, you get the sense that, like, there's this moment when Eris says we don't need to worry about the daggers, that it's, like, clearly deflection. Like, don't ask about the daggers.
Okay. Alright. We're not going to ask about the daggers.
Yeah.
She's just going to make a mental note of, like, uh-oh.
Yeah. All right. So then you finish your short rest and you make your way back to the pool of water. You notice with the sky, earlier it was like kind of, low light, like the evening. You've now hit nighttime. So there's no sunlight or anything streaming through the darkened space. But you head back around to the right. And this pathway actually ends in a dead end. And at the end there is a ladder that goes up to a latch, like a trapdoor.
Seems like maybe that's where we should go.
Things work out.
Okay. The trapdoor is locked.
Well, that should be easy for me to
100%.
remedy.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, Eris.
Okay.
Plus 11.
Still 17.
So that's enough. So you see Eris, like, she pulls out her thievery kit and she gets up there and she's kind of messing around and you hear a click, and then the latch can be lifted.
Good work.
You're welcome.
All right. So which one of you wants to kind of be the first to pop their head out?
I'm happy to. I don't feel like I'm gonna unlock it and then make her go ahead.
Yeah, no, that seems smart.
You kind of lift it up a little bit and you peer out. Go ahead. It's a perception check for you, which is not something you're skilled in. But go ahead and roll a d20 and add 1.
20.
So
Amazing.
you're looking around, and where you find yourself is there's kind of grass at the level, but when you lift up a little bit more, you can see that you're on like a manicured, like the back edge of a manicured lawn. When you turn around, there's walls on either side going behind you. So you're kind of like right at the edge of the walled expanse. And then there's probably like, to the right, there's some bushes and tree area. And then to the left, it's going to like a main entrance, like thoroughfare type place where carts or horses or things could come in. But in front of you is a massive 4-story mansion, beautiful architecture, massive windows. There's light streaming from all of them. A huge roof. There's like a roofed terrace at the front. There is a pergola, which everyone knows is just a sign of wealth because it's a waste. And like there's all these elements here. So you kind of see as you're watching, you do see guards. There's a guard that walks past and is walking around the building that way. There are 2 guards at the front thoroughfare entrance, but the one that was walking past has gone. And so you can kind of tell that this area is not like super heavily watched.
This certainly looks like Shea Whistleton. Yes. Where we're meant to be. What do you think, law lady? Can we get past the guards?
No, this is your mission. No. Don't put me in charge of it. This is your wheelhouse.
I was just trying to give you some agency, darling. Yes, I think we can. So I think we should go.
Okay. Do you want to head towards the wooded path or are you going to try the front?
Oh, no, let's go.
Okay.
To the wooded
So
path.
go ahead and make stealth checks, both of you, as you're heading out of the sewer entrance.
29. Wait, actually, it might be 30. Yeah, it's 30.
It's plus
Oh my
11,
God.
yes.
Oh my god.
We have no
The number disappeared before I could see it.
we have no stealthy characters in the other
We have
campaigns.
no
So, like,
characters. Not a 1,
no,
let me tell you.
not a 1.
Truly D&D Beyond is refusing to do math, and I have to go to Google because it keeps rolling the dice, so it'll be behind a button. Like, I can't see even what it is.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
We gotta Google. Hold on, gang. Nope, roll a d20. Okay, so 14 plus 5, 19.
19, very nice. So you both, let me just roll a general perception for the guards. Okay. So you both deftly make it out, carefully, quietly lower the trapdoor behind you so it doesn't clang, and then you make your way over to the wooded expanse. You're on the edge of the house, kind of in the middle of the house on either side. Stealthily, you make your way to the corner and like look around, and the house looked just kind of boxy on this side, but then it has a cut and then an L where there's an expanse, and there's a door on the other wall there that looks like maybe a kitchen entrance or some kind of like a servant's entrance to the back of the house. The guard that you saw walk by, you see him. He kind of walks and he stops for a moment. He looks around, kind of taking a expanse. Didn't roll high enough to notice your presence. He keeps his circular movement. But with your perception as high as you rolled, you do hear that when he gets past, there's like a clump, and his steps are receding, and then there's a moment where he goes, "Hey, dude, it's a quiet night tonight." He's talking to somebody out of sight, so you don't know if there's like another guard coming or if it's something else over that way. But currently, there's nobody watching you if you want to make your way to that other door.
Quickly.
Yeah,
Quickly.
let's do
Okay,
it.
good. You get there, it's locked. Make a sleight of hand check really quick for me, Eris.
Can I keep a watch out while she's...
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
25.
Oof. Boom, boom. Click. Wings open.
13.
13. Thankfully, it was such a quick opening because you do hear steps approaching. The guards probably have a crossing path.
Mm-hmm.
And so you quickly slide in and close the door behind you stealthily, and you are in kind of a storeroom. There's like hanging meats, there's barrels of goods around you, and then there's an open doorway, not like that doesn't have a door frame in it. It's just a door. Or it doesn't have a door in it. It's just a door frame that opens into a kitchen that is currently dark. They probably already cooked and served a dinner for the evening, but so there's the smell of cooked meats and the smell of stuff lingering in the atmosphere, but there's nothing presently around.
I think we should grab some knives. from the kitchen.
All right. Go ahead and make an
What?
investigation check, Eris.
Why not?
I'll
I'm
look.
very-
Can I look around, like not for knives, just like what's happening in the kitchen?
Yeah, perception. If you just
What
want
if
general
what do rich people have in their kitchens? I don't know.
investigation, then.
So what was I adding to mine? I'm sorry.
For investigation, +9.
Okay. 27.
You find a knife block that has like 12 beautiful knives. Like you can imagine that these knives probably cost 50 gold each.
I'm gonna take them.
All right, you have 12.
Taking all of the
You
knives.
have like 500 gold worth of knives now in your pack.
Love it.
Yep.
Okay.
Like beautiful gilded handles, like there's clearly platinum like laced into the handle work. Yeah.
Listen, I do not plan on getting these dirty, but why would I not take these?
I can't argue with that. I guess.
I'm sorry, is your badge twitching?
No, it's not. I
Oh, wait, I
just.
still have it.
I think it's insane that on your fucking important rescue mission for an ancient artifact, you stop and grab kitchen knives.
What do you want me to run into the ballroom and announce my presence? I'm taking my time.
I got a 16 on that.
16. There's like pots and pans like carefully hung on the wall. Some of them look very fancy. There's a whole like hutch of china, like gorgeously painted.
Anything
china.
shiny in this room?
Like there's all kinds of silverware. There's all kinds of there's knives. There's metallic goblets and cups. There's a few of the goblets that are like beautifully carved with gems on them.
Are they like particularly shiny?
Yeah.
I grab one of the goblets.
Okay, you have a gilded platinum goblet with 4 rubies.
Knives. Why did you take the time to take
I'm
these
taking it
knives?
for a friend. He's gonna like it.
It's fun, isn't it?
All right. So there's only one exit out of the kitchen. Well, there's 2 there, but they open up into the same hallway. It's kind of like those swinging doors, so that like a server can swing in and out. You gently look out. There's a long hallway. Across the way is an open exit into a very large dining room, and then the hallway extends down to the right and to the left further.
Well, I don't think that the ancient artifact we're looking for is going to be in the dining room. So let's go the other way.
I mean, Josh, this may not be something I got hang of because we were in and out of the opening to the inside the building really quick. Do I get the feeling that there are, and from what Amalia said, like, do I get the sense that like they would even have this private collection thing in the house, or it would be somewhere else like entirely?
No, it would, the way that, so I can retcon a little bit. Tarlo, his private collection, like he stores most of his stuff in his home. It's like displayed around his home, but his, like the stuff that eventually will end up in the museum, the very, like the real important stuff for Illyrian history,
Okay.
that is usually kept like probably in an office space.
Okay,
and
but this is something
yeah.
in the home.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's
Alright,
no
so we
other
just gotta flip
there's
around.
no other buildings in the inside the walls of the keep. It's just
Wonderful.
it's one of the largest homes in Alyria, but it's just the building. Yeah.
Just one building.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
interesting.
Oh my
It's huge. I mean, it's probably twice the size of the Haverley estate.
That makes me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Cool.
But they don't have a
Uh,
solarium, so you know.
Right, they don't have a solarium. They don't have a zoo.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, do you want to just head upstairs? Just look
Let's
around
do
this
it.
floor, keep
Okay.
moving up?
Make stealth checks.
18.
18.
Ooh. Sisters in movement. All right, so you slowly kind of make your, and go ahead and make a perception check, Marlowe, because I know you're keeping your ears out.
I am keeping my ears out. I'll roll again just to see. Absolutely not. 21.
21, nice. Yeah, so you kind of, you're making your way along the ground floor. There are a couple close calls where, Marlowe, you smell like a person. And you kind of slide into like at one point you slide into a little like linen cupboard like that's at the corner of the wall, and you hide there for a moment, and you hear like the pitter patter of feet walking by, and like this like little old lady voice like, well, I guess Mr. Whistleton doesn't want his afternoon tea after all, and she keeps walking past. But then you don't hear anything, and then you keep moving. You get to the end of this hallway, and there is a staircase to the left that goes up. It's like a servant's staircase, and then there's another hallway to the right that has like a series of doors lining it. Very bare bones.
Definitely
Want
not
to check?
the
Not the servants' quarters. Not
Right.
the servants' quarters. Does the hallway look like it's like? Is that? I mean, do you want to check the hallway just to see?
I mean, maybe it's hiding in plain sight.
Maybe.
And it's one of the more nondescript areas. Let's check it. Why not?
Just in case.
Okay.
Well, maybe you'll find something.
So
Maybe more knives.
there's three
Maybe
doors.
more knives.
Yeah, 3 doors. You get to the first one, you kind of squeak it open, and there's the gently snoring visage of like a butler or somebody like on a bed in a very, very blank room. Close the door behind you. You get to the next one, and you
So
open
this
it.
is like the nice servants' quarters
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, you
Right.
open the second one, and it is a storage room. There's all kinds of beautiful linens. There's all manner of like vases and decorative items that you could place out to look nice around the house.
What kind of linen they got?
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Go ahead and make a investigation check, Marlowe.
All right. Why is that so high? 21. Tell me about the linen.
I mean, enough that you did grow up with a Windsor, so you did grow up with somebody who had money. This is very, very high thread count. I mean, like the highest that you've ever felt. Like it feels just like pure air on your body.
Okay. How many linens do we got here?
Lots. Like you get there's a whole thing of tablecloths of different colors and for like different seasons. There's sturgers. Are they called sturgers? Like the runners that go along the tables.
Chargers?
Stargers, yeah.
Yeah, those are the
The
plates. I don't
runners,
know.
and then
Yeah.
there's there's all kinds of like placemats in one section. Then one section has bed sheets of all different types and different colors and different things.
I'm gonna grab a lot of bed sheets because we just got an airship with just hammocks.
All right, so you take let's say 5 bed sheets. You have 5 insanely high thread count.
Fine, very
Fine,
good red
5
bed sheets.
fine linen bed sheets.
Is there
Hey,
any
Josh, are you happy that
I'm so
on our
happy.
stealth mission we're
I-
getting a bed sheet?
Marlowe's like stocking up the airship.
Listen, if this is what we're doing, like we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, I have a bag full of knives at this point. So.
Uh,
Is there anything valuable in this room?
Oh yeah, so in the section where the tablecloths are, there's also like stacks of fine napkins, and there are probably a dozen platinum and gold napkin rings.
I'm taking those.
Okay,
Cool.
you have a dozen. They're platinum and gold woven, so there's like a ring of platinum woven with a ring of gold.
Love it.
Amazing.
Probably another like 300 gold worth.
I love if this works out. They're gonna be like, oh no, the sword's missing, and 2 weeks later they'll be like, wait, the bed sheets are missing. It's smart, makes them think.
Yeah. Keeping them on their toes, man.
You check the other room, and it's empty. But you probably get the sense that if the butler was sleeping in the other room, that this was probably the head maid, and she might have been the one that was walking by to say that he didn't want his tea.
Okay.
Oh, so.
I don't want to steal from that. I mean, I don't want to steal from the
Yeah.
working class.
No, me neither. Maybe we should go in the direction where she was coming from with the tea so that we can at least know where this son of a bitch is.
She was coming down this servant's staircase. That's what you
Okay.
heard her padding down past.
So do I get a sense that knowing rich people's houses, would there be a servant's like entrance to like the main better part of the house? Like if we went
Yes,
through
and it would
that?
probably be on the 3rd or 4th floor. His
Okay.
offices would either be on probably the 3rd or 4th floor. Yeah.
Okay, then I go to look for that.
Okay, so you pop up to the third, and you find yourself. I mean, you're in a very narrow hallway on the third floor, but there are small doors that go off the hallway. This is clearly like the back scenes where the servants can move without the patricians noticing their presence. And so there's on the third floor hallway there are 2 doors. You check the 4th floor hallway, and there are another 2 doors as well up on that side.
Okay, third floor first, then fourth floor.
Fourth floor.
Fourth floor.
Okay. So you get to the third floor entrance. The first door is locked. Eris, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Can I listen through to the door first to see if there's any like
Yeah, make a
sounds coming
perception
from us
check.
before we do this?
Yep, perception.
20, not natural.
Okay, you do not hear anything.
I had a 29.
Boop, the door opens, and you find yourself in a kind of like a small little cabinet space or closet, and there's another door beyond it that just kind of swings open, and when you peer open and look in, it is a lavishly set up bedroom. There's a giant 4-poster canopy bed. There is a mantelpiece with a slowly burning fire in it. There's a giant like oil painting of a man with a horse and his dog. But he looks like clearly the painter tried to make somebody look pretty when they weren't. Like that kind of look. I don't know what's going in your head right now, but that's what's going in my head. But like beautiful, like a bear skin carpet on the floor, like a rug. There's a large bookshelf on the other side, but you found probably the master's quarters.
Does he have a desk in here?
Yeah, there's one.
I want to look through his papers. Does he got any incriminating papers?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Jackpot.
And I imagine you, Eris, want to look for other expensive things. So go ahead and make an investigation check of your own.
Okay. Like a magpie. 23. So.
Oh, there's lots. There's beautiful pens and quills. There's inkwells. There is probably the most interesting thing you found is a golden stamp that he would use to do wax seals.
Oh, I want all of it.
All right, so you've got some beautiful quills, inkwells, and a wax seal, which is worth far more than its weight in gold because it is a patrician's wax seal.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Marlow.
You have to like melt that before you sell it. That is so incriminating.
Oh yeah, sure.
I say this as someone who has stolen from patricians before and had to get rid of their insignias.
I promise you, I do know what I'm doing.
I just want to make sure. Okay, I got a 22.
Okay, so you find his paperwork. Most of what you find is correspondences between him and the manager at the museum about upcoming shows that he'd like to do. There's a whole thing about like the vases of the Rheingerade that he wants to show off. There's a couple mentions of weaponry, for the weaponry hall at the museum, and he says he has 3 new items to be presented there. They're currently housed in his private office, but he will be bringing them over within the next week.
Okay. He got any fun little bedside drawers?
Yes, he has. There's 2 bedside tables on either side.
Okay, what's he got in there?
One is unlocked, and it has unmentionable items.
Anything work like rich and important? Like you could like sell for a lot though?
No, there's one where there's like probably the most expensive thing you find in that drawer is a framed daguerreotype, like silver portrait of a beautiful man, just like gorgeous, just like pristine skin, very high, turned up nose, and next to him another like stronger, brawnier male with darker skin, and they are in a loving embrace.
Where are they? I'd like to find them.
But it is this is hidden away in his side table drawer, in a platinum picture frame.
Oh, I mean, like, where are the men?
Oh, I don't know. Well, so the man in the picture looks like a younger version of the man in the painting.
Interesting.
Like maybe a son of the person who was in the portrait.
Interesting.
That could be incriminating, I guess. I don't know.
If it's locked
I don't know.
away,
It feels like we're like looking into his like dirty secrets.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I love
fun.
it. Let's do it.
What's going on with the locked one?
Do you have Eris unlock it for you?
Can you unlock this for me?
Eris, make a. You can just because you're whatever. Investigate it first for me, please. Roll an investigation check.
Oh, it might be like drunk.
Okay, 22.
Okay, it is trapped.
Ooh.
But it's the same roll to kind of try to break the trap. So roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 30.
So you are you're like, oh no, this, like, if I just like unlocked this and opened it, it would absolutely set off whatever this trap is. So you go in and you kind of deactivate the trap using your tools, and then you unlock the drawer and pull it open. There was an arcane sigil on the inside that was tied to this like this copper wire that would have literally exploded had you opened the drawer without disarming it first. Inside, you find 2 rings, both platinum. Both with insignias like scrawled on the inside. One says Tarlo and the other says Marlin, and it has a date on it. And that's all that's in this drawer.
Do you recognize anything from this?
I mean, I don't know if you combine both the names of mine, you get mine out of it.
Oh, it is.
I just thought of
and
that really
Marlin.
quick.
Completely accidental.
I'm sure, Josh. I'm on to your
Yeah.
big schemes.
But with your intelligence putting it together, Marlo, you get the sense that like Tarlo
He's
might
not
have
a
been
lover.
secretly married.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, does he? He doesn't like have a wife though, right? Like he doesn't have like a family or whatever, right?
There were references to his wife in the letters that you read, but his wife is currently, and she has been for a long time, she's been summering in Souvenir's Key.
Summary.
And I'm gonna guess her name is not Marlin.
Oh no, her name is Penelope.
Juicy.
This is drama.
Why keep these
Yeah.
rings under?
I mean, it's kind of a thing where it's like normally I wouldn't want to expose this for someone, but like he's a dick, and I kind of do want to expose this.
Yes.
I kind of do want to like I don't know how much it would do, like his nobility, but like maybe just like kind of fuck up his reputation a little bit.
He's a tower. Remember, we need to
I
destroy his line.
All right, I grabbed the rings. I grabbed the platinum thing of the 2 guys.
Okay.
And was there anything else I found that would be like really like, oh, obviously this is him?
No, those are the only 2 things that are like tied, that ties them together. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I grabbed those and I shut the drawers.
Very good.
All right. But you guys have thoroughly cased Tarlo's bedroom, and you did there. Go ahead and make a perception check, Marlo, for me.
Okay. It's been a long time here. I think that's gonna be it. But oh no, I got a 21 and then a 22.
Okay. As you're kind of pocketing everything, you do hear kind of like, so there's another door in the bedroom that opens up probably to an antechamber.
Okay.
And you hear a voice, like the door in the antechamber opening, and you hear a voice saying, no, Miss Whistleton. I do not want the tea. I've said it 3 times. Like, please just, I'm left my office for the evening. Go dust it down, and then I'm going to go to bed. If you see Marlin around the grounds, though, please send him up. I have a question for him. But he is entering into the antechamber, so...
Okay, where can we hide?
You can go back out the door you came in.
Okay, we go back. We go
Okay,
away.
you
we go
carefully
away.
go away. And then as you're closing the door behind you, you do hear him enter into the bedroom. And he is looking around. Let's see if he notices anything out of place. Not with a natural one. And and you hear him kind of wrestling around and like opening, like at his desk, maybe shuffling papers or things. But you head back out into the servants' walk and go from there. All
He
right.
mentioned his office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't find that.
Based off of the direction, you sense that the other door might be the door to the antechamber. So the office may be on the 4th floor.
Let's investigate.
All right, so you guys
Okay.
make your way to the 4th floor. You get up here, and again, there's only 2 doors. The first one is unlocked, and it leads to a hallway. And there is a very ornate door at the center of this hallway. You carefully look out. There are 2 guards standing outside that door. They like Marlowe, you know enough. They are not like Crown's guards. They
They're
look
hired.
like hired militia type guards. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How strong they look?
I mean, they look stronger than your standard, like, police, like, Illyrian police or whatever.
Right.
But, like, maybe, like, former soldiers.
All right. Let me look at what I have here.
How dumb do they look?
Roll an insight check. For you, I don't think that's one of your abilities.
No,
So,
it's
go ahead and roll a d20 and add +3.
19.
19. It's hard to gauge, but they're not actively observing their space. They're just standing there, and so you feel like whether or not they're intelligent or not, they do not seem to be expecting any kind of trouble.
All right, Josh, I have the wildest proposition for you imaginable.
Okay.
So, I have alchemist supplies,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So, would you say that anything in there would be like, I don't know, like chloroform mask, or I could like make that and then I could put it on like the linens I just got?
I'm so supportive of this.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely
you can
have.
Say no, this
you-
is bullshit.
Go ahead and roll what would be a herbalism check? Go ahead and roll.
Because I have alchemist supplies and herbalism. kit.
Okay, roll a general intelligence check and add your proficiency bonus to it.
Okay. Ah, 20 not natural.
Yeah, like you think that there are 2 chemicals that you know if you mix them, like it's kind of like when they say don't ever mix bleach and ammonia. Like you have these 2 chemicals that are basically innocuous, but when they're mixed together, they do create a gas that can cause people to pass out.
Okay. So we're just in a hallway right now?
So so if to kind of think about it, like you're in like the small servants hallway, and then there's
Okay.
a door, and then there's a hallway here, and they're standing in the center of that hallway.
Okay. So what I want to do is very quickly combine those, rip off 2 parts of the bed sheets, dip those in there, hand one to Eris and go, get it over his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly, quietly.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to start sneaking up to as close as we can get.
Do you want to use
Without
your
seeing
ability,
it?
Eris?
Which one?
Shadowstep?
Yes.
Okay, good. So Marlo, make a stealth check for me.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do it. When I find the button, I'm going to hit it. Don't you worry. I'm going to hit it. Hey, 20.
20. Okay, let me roll perception. Okay, I don't know why I always roll really terrible perception for anything that I'm ever rolling perception for.
Everyone in this world is drunk when
And
they're
like,
trying
yeah,
to
we
do
had like
something.
these like guards guarding this estate, and I rolled literally like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 2. So I was just like, the guards are drunk. They don't know what's going on. They're drunk.
That makes sense.
These guys are a little bit more with it, but not quite enough to catch on to a 20. So Marlo, you carefully get close, and you're like, all right, Eris, like, just follow along, go with me or whatever. And you get there, and right as you're about to reach up to kind of put the stuff on the guard's face, you hear a behind you, and then you see the burst of shadow behind the guard on the other side, and Eris appears there. Both of you make attack rolls. Use your standard, because it would be dexterity plus your proficiency, so just use your standard to hit. So +8 for you, Eris.
16.
16. Okay.
27.
27. Okay, so Marlow deftly over his nose, and you feel him, and he collapses beneath you.
I want to try to like catch his fall a little
Yeah.
bit so he's not just like bam
Yeah,
on the ground.
Eris, you go to do it, but there was like a moment where like the puff of smoke out of the corner of his eye caught his attention, and as you're reaching up to grab him, he like turns and then like steps back just enough that when you go to swipe, your hand misses his nose, and he draws back and he's putting his hand on his dagger. What would you like to do?
I would like to. One of my proficiencies is acrobatics,
Okay.
so I would like to maneuver in such a way that I get that shit back over his mouth.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Yeah.
21.
21, and then make another attack roll and add 8.
Wow. 23.
Yes, so he rolled a 19 on his acrobatics, but you beat him. So he's pulling back, and he's about to draw his sword to kind of go into combat with you, but you kind of like kick off the wall and flip behind him and grab his head as you're flipping back, and kind of gently force him down with the linen over his nose, and he just collapses out on the ground, both of them knocked out.
Great.
Good idea.
Thank you. Is the office door locked?
Yes.
Or what we assume to be the office door?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything here, like any other door here?
No. So in front of the office, there's a staircase that spirals down to the 3rd floor.
Right. Okay.
Very, very similar structure to the Haverly estate, where her bedroom, the
Yeah.
only thing on the 4th floor was her
4th floor.
bedroom. Yeah. You get the sense that
Oh,
that's
they all
probably
just
the case
copied
here.
each other's houses.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like to do
All right.
those?
Plus 11 on your D20 there, Aries.
30. I keep.
Oh my god, you're an
Jesus.
incredible rogue.
You like definitely, I mean, it's a hard door too, and you get in there, it's like a multi-barrel lock, and you click, 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 and it swings open. There's a gentle light coming from a fireplace in here, but otherwise there's no lamps or anything lit.
I do want to drag these guys in here, and if there's like, I don't know, like a closet or like anything to shove them into.
Okay. So go ahead and make, are you helping her do that, Eris?
Yes.
Okay, both of you make, this will go really well. Both of you make athletics checks, which is strength. So it's a +0 for you, Eris, and a -3 for you, Marlow.
No.
Yeah.
3.
15!
Okay.
Holy shit!
Marlow gets her guy in. Eris is struggling with her guy. So there's
Someone skipped arm day. Mark says with the most emaciating looking fucking arms.
eventually, it takes probably 10 minutes or so, you get them both inside with Marlow's help there, Eris.
Is there like anything we can put in front of the, like just a chair under the door or something just to kind of bar it and just
Yeah,
save us
there's a
some
couple
time?
doors, so you could. There's a couple chairs, so you place a chair and prop it up. But you're now in a well-established office. A beautiful giant desk of mahogany. Another portrait at the back wall, but this one is is the younger. This is probably the son, Tarlo, and he's holding like a globe in one hand, and he's got like this gorgeous scepter in the other, and he's wearing this like robe of like reddish silk with like a white trim or whatever, and he like lording over this this table, and the table is mostly barren. There's a couple small things on it, but the walls are covered in shelves and cases and glass containers filled with artifacts and objects and weaponry and all kinds of things.
Anything blade-like?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Can I also make an investigation check, but not for the
Yes.
sword, for anything cool?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Eight.
I only have a 12.
I get a 16 for
16.
looking for things that are not the plot.
So, so Eris, you do not see any, like, you see some swords, but you're looking for a very particular type of sword. You do not see it. Marlow, there's a lot of cool shit around here. I mean, there's tons of things. Like, you see like an old, like, symbol of the Rangers. You see, like there's a very ancient, like, bow and arrow set that's there that looks like it was like hand carved out of witchwood. There's all kinds of beautiful things around, but you do notice that there is another smaller door
Okay.
at the back of behind his desk, like between two bookcases. There's another smaller door, and you kind of walk past it at the first, but then you're like, well, that seems interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Eris is like, don't see anything that I'm looking for. Yeah.
Eris might want to check this out.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and investigate the door for me, Eris.
Okay, that's a little better. 26.
26.
A little better.
It is locked, and it is twice trapped.
Okay, so another sleight of hand?
It'll be 2 sleight of hand checks to disable this.
Is there any way I can help in this?
How would you help her disable the trap?
I don't know. Motivation.
My
Pat
first
on
one
the
was
back.
29.
Oh, she might not need your help.
Okay.
29 and a 22.
Oh no, you don't, because literally the DC on both of these was 21. And so you discover the 2 traps, and you carefully. One was an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So if this was touched or moved in any kind of way, an alarm would have sounded. The other one was another explosive trap that would have literally would blown up this space, and so you decided both of them.
Just blow up all the artifacts so no one else could have it. This dude sucks. This dude sucks so much.
Okay.
What an
I
absolute...
want to ruin his life.
Yes.
And then you unlock the door. It's simple enough, and you open it, and there is a hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's another door at the end of the hallway. Yeah,
I'm going through that.
you're chugging through.
Yep.
Okay, so you
All
take.
right, I would like to look first. I would like to.
Okay,
like,
make an
hold on, Eris, and look for more traps.
Make a perception check, Mark.
I'm getting too excited.
Yeah.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I'm here for. That is a 17.
You do notice that 2 of the tiles on the floor are slightly raised over where the other tiles are.
Okay, let me go first. And I try to very obviously point out the tiles and go away from where they
Okay,
are.
yeah, and it's tight. Like you have to kind of jump over one or whatever.
Mhm.
But if you had stepped on them, poison gas.
This dude's insane.
Okay.
But you get to the other door, and it is not locked or trapped. And so, Marlow, you just kind of push it open, and you are now in the vault. Here you see, like, if all of the stuff in the office was gorgeous and beautiful, this is like the treasures of Alyria, like beautifully carved masks that you recognize are from the Aarakocra and Hightower that they use for ceremonial purposes, but like an ancient version of them. You see massive swords that the Androniki would have used in war. You see several other weapons of different types and makes. You see an ancient crown that maybe the king used to wear or something like that. There are all kinds of things here. What you do see very clearly is there is a wall of weaponry, and there are 9 cases here. One of them has an object in it. The other ones have little markers on them of these are objects that he's apparently looking for.
He's collecting all of the god swords. Why? Can I think of a mental would I know a reason that he would be trying to collect all of them besides just because he could?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if he's up to anything sus. That's a history check.
Of course
That's
he is.
not correct. Well, I rolled a history check. Would you
That's
take
fine.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a 19. It was good.
I mean, so Prestige would probably be the one thing that you can
Right.
think about with a patrician. But you did get the sense of like from what he was writing about in his work about the museum is that the museum has like because of the work that certain members of the Violet Conclave have been doing recently, that more people seem to be focused on like magic and like the future. And his whole thing is antiquities in the past. And so he's hoping that if he can uncover all these ancient artifacts, that it will like rekindle people's interest in his work, so that he can get more funding from the crown to continue his explorations.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Did I make it into this room as well? Into the vault?
Yeah. You did.
Okay. Is the one object the object that I seek?
It is.
Yeah. I'd like to take that bitch.
Okay. The glass container is trapped, so go ahead and make a stealth check for me, or a sleight of hand check to untrap it.
15.
Can I look for anything else in here that I think he should not have? Like anything just like morally that I'm like, no, I'm taking that.
The only thing that you can see is that there's a whole wall of religious artifacts.
Oh, fuck him.
And there's a couple that you're like, I wonder if he stole those from a church somewhere.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Like you definitely remember like one is like a staff that a Lightbringer would carry, which seems like really weird for somebody who's not a Lightbringer to have.
Interesting.
Are you offended?
I wish I had a cell phone so I could expose
No. And for pictures and such. By the way, am I supposed to be rolling twice? When do I roll twice?
When you have advantage.
Which is when?
I'll tell you when you have advantage.
Okay.
All right, so 15. So you go over and you open you use your tools. You think you've disabled the trap. You pop open the thing, and that's the first time you're really getting a look at it, Marlow. This is a gorgeous blade. It is a short sword. It is the handle and the hilt are bluish in color and have this kind of like sea foam like effect that wraps around them. The pommel is this gorgeous sapphire that glints in the light. At the center of the hilt, however, you see a pulsing gem. It's pulsing with power and energy. And then the blade itself is almost kind of like wave shaped. Think Titus's sword in Final Fantasy X. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know what you're
Very,
talking
very
about.
similar to that kind of structure and style. Like it looks
Cool.
almost like a wave. And this is the wave dancer. You grab it. You kind of reach in, carefully grab the sword, and as you're pulling it down, the little hairs on the back of your neck start to peak, Eris.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear it, but you know you've set off an alarm.
What?
What would you like to do?
What? What'd you do? You did something.
I think maybe in my excitement.
Should we go? Should we run?
Yes, we should go.
Okay.
So go ahead and make. I assume you're not going for stealth here.
No.
So go ahead and both of you
No.
just do initiative checks for me really quick, so I don't roll initiative for the guards.
24.
24, nice.
Ooh, 25.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Rolled
yeah,
a
the
20,
guards
that's
roll. I
as
mean, the
high as
guards
I can get.
rolled a 13. I was like, oh, they're pretty good. So you guys bolt. You carefully make both of you make acrobatics checks for me, just to make sure you can clear the traps.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, Ronnie.
They said hi.
I can't find the camera.
Yeah.
Trying to find the camera.
Right.
19.
19.
22.
22. Good. So you both remember and clear the trapped spaces in the hallway. You bust out. You take the servants' entrance, and right as or you go out at the main entrance, and then you tear down the servants' hallway. Right as you hit the servants' door, you hear running up the main staircase. 5 guards, probably 6 guards. You hit the staircase and you're running down. Go ahead and make another. We're just gonna use dexterity for this, just sense of like how far ahead are you staying of these guys. Make another dexterity checks for me, please.
6.
Ooh.
19.
19. So Marlowe, you tear down the stairs and you hear this moment where Eris like trips and starts to tumble. Eris, you can recover if you want to use your Shadowstep.
Yep.
Okay, so that's your third tether. So go ahead and mark 3 tethers. And
No!
Oh, sorry, Marlowe. And so
Yeah.
so you teleport down and you're now at the bottom of the stairs and Marlowe like is running towards you. Marlowe, every time you've seen her do this, it's kind of tinged the back of your head a little bit, but the smoke around her is growing when she's doing this. So each time she's done it now,
Do
there's
I
more
finally
smoke.
make a connection to this when seeing this to
Yeah,
what
I
I've
think
seen
so.
happen with Soros?
Yeah. And then you guys tear through. They're rolled a 2, so they're far behind you. Which way do you want to head back out the way you came in through the kitchen entrance?
Yes,
Yeah.
because I assume the front entrance is still probably.
Okay, good. So you're going down the second set of servants' staircases to the bottom floor. When you get to the bottom, the Miss Whistleton, the maid, is coming up the steps. Make a dexterity saving throws to make sure you don't bowl her over.
15.
15.
14.
Eris hits Miss Whistleton, and then she starts to spin. She's like, oh lordy, and then Marlowe fully knocks her over, and she falls back. Tea, which he didn't ask for, flies out of her hand, and you hear like the crash of china, and she's like, there's intruders in the house, and you guys tear out past down towards the kitchen, right as 2 guards are coming out of the dining room. They're going to pop 2 shots at you with their crossbows. 15 Marlowe,
Nope.
17 Eris. That does hit Eris.
Yeah.
That is 8 points of piercing damage as the crossbow clips you in the shoulder. They're reloading to fire again. Are you guys gonna just tear past them?
Yeah.
All right, so
Keep
you
going.
tear past and keep going. They will give chase, but they rolled only a 10 on their initiative. And then you head out. Are you making your way towards the sewer entrance?
Yes.
Fantastic. So you get to the sewer, you dive in, you pull the thing behind you, you relock it, and then you disappear down the sewer grates. A moment later, you hear the clicking, like somebody's trying to pull open, but you broke the lock, Eris. And they can't quite get it open, and that sound disappears behind you as you're escaping from the manor house. All right. So, Eris, you have the sword in your hand.
Yep, I do. That's good.
Do you care about this sword, or you just wanted the gem, right?
Don't worry about what I want and what I
No,
don't
I
want.
do. I do care about what you want, because I just helped you go through the whole thing. And let's be real, you couldn't have done that without me.
Are you saying you want the sword? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I want to look at the sword.
You want
Okay,
to
I
look
don't know
at
so much
it?
ask. I want to hold it. I want to hold the sword for a second.
Oh my
Is it
god.
so crazy to ask that I want to
No,
look at?
it's not.
No, because no. You know what? I helped you get a sword of my fucking god, and you're acting like, oh, it's just a sword, you know? And it's like, oh, maybe I want a connection to something. a
You
little bit
knew what
bigger
this
for a
was.
second.
You knew what this was. This whole thing. You knew what that. Fine. You know what?
And I
You're
thought
right.
he shouldn't have it. You
All
know?
I want is
And so maybe
all
I
I
just
want to
want to check it
No,
out for a second.
Pop the jewel out and give her the blast.
Okay.
sword.
So you pop the jewel out, pulsing in your hand, Eris, and the energy that you felt like the first time that you held one of the gems, you feel it kind of pulse into you a little bit, and then you pocket it away. But you now have the sword in your hand, Marlowe. I do need you to roll a 10-sided die, Eris.
Oh, me? Or no?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Eris, a D10.
That's always good. This seems good.
2?
So as this is going on, Marlowe, you see behind Eris a very familiar thing that you've seen a few times before. Suddenly these like shadowy tethers lift off of Eris's skin, and you see them like almost like pulled in like a wind behind her, and then they start to kind of swirl, and a portal opens behind Eris, and you see a shadowy figure lunging out of the portal in your direction.
Oh, can I grab her out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to pull her out of the way and put myself in front of this thing with, I guess, the sword I'm holding now.
Yeah, you sure? Yeah. And so it's going to make an attack at you, Marlow, because you are the closest source of life. The first one misses. The second one, that is a 19 to hit. With its bludgeoning attack, it will hit you. It will do 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and your max HP is reduced by 8.
Ooh, okay.
And Eris, you've seen this before a couple times. You've usually outrun them, but you know the more you use your abilities, the more likely these things will chase after you.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can choose to run, or you can choose to fight it.
I think we're gonna fight.
Okay. We won't do initiative because it automatically goes on a 20 initiative, so we'll just go... Eris, you have the higher dex, so what would you like to do, Eris?
I think I'd like to... Can I transform?
You can, yeah. So there's a moment where you see Eris kind of focus for a second, and those tiger-like features appear in her face, and her claws extend. So you are now transformed into your tiger form.
And then... one second. I would like to attack with my claws.
All right, go ahead and make 2 attacks. So roll d20 and add 8 to the first one.
Okay. 28.
That definitely hits. And then the second one?
The second one is 23.
They both hit. And so I'll just save you the time because you also get sneak attack on this. So roll 5d6.
2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Okay, so it's 16 points of slashing damage. Nice, good. All right, cool. Marlow, what do you want to do?
I'd like to also transform if that's what we're doing here.
Okay, so you similarly you see the wolfish features appear, the hair on Marlow's forearms as her claws also extend. Marlow, what would you like to?
And then I would like to use my Crimson Right.
Okay. Are you using the Wave Dancer?
Oh no, I'm not gonna do it. Well, yeah. Can I imbue?
Yeah. Well, no, because do you have to choose the weapon that's attached to your right?
As a bonus action, imbue a weapon to strike for 1d6
Sure.
extra damage of your chosen type. So
Yeah.
I think just whatever I'm holding, I can pick.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So I will do the Crimson Bright on the Wave Dancer.
Yeah, you're not attuned to the Wave Dancer, so you don't get any of its like.
It's what I'm
properties,
holding
but
right now,
yeah.
and I don't think Mar's thinking enough to be
Okay.
like, I'm going to put this one away and then take out both rapiers.
Are you going to do a two-handed strike with it?
Am I strong enough for that?
It's a dexterity-based weapon.
I will do that then.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 and add dexterity and proficiency. Is short sword your
let
proficient?
me take away my right damage for myself real quick.
So Eris, you see Marlow. She has this like spiked kind of thing on her wrist, and it sticks out for a moment, and then she slashes into her kind of the skin of her forearm, and blood begins to pour down it. But then you see the blood kind of like travel up her arm, and it hits the blade, and then sheathes the blade in lightning energy.
Okay.
Okay, so what am I rolling to hit? Like a +8?
Yeah, it'd be your normal rapier plus to
Okay,
hit.
so. I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. It is because you did two-handed. It's a D10.
Okay, so it's 2d10.
Yeah, 2D10.
Come here. So that's 16.
16. Add your right damage.
And my right damage is 6. What number did I just say to you?
16, I think.
24.
And then because you are using a weapon of the subversion against a creature from the Shadowfell, you add an additional 2d6.
This is very exciting. Another 9.
Another 9. So, Eris, you kind of claw out at it twice, ripping at its form, and then you kind of step back enough to see Marlow jump over you and slice down, and the creature just gets pulled in half, and it's trying to reform itself, but then it dissipates into a shadowy essence.
Wow.
And the tethers that were attached to you are now gone.
Is the portal closed?
Nope, it closes behind them.
So, you learned a couple new things.
No. Not with the deflection when you just summoned things from Vale. No, we're doing priorities right now.
I can't talk about this, so let's move on.
What do you mean you can't talk about it?
We've accomplished what we set out to accomplish. Now, the next phase of the plan, we go to destroy Ahriman.
No, because you're compromised right now. What the fuck is happening to you?
Don't be so dramatic. My God.
No, you are.
I'm compromised. Why am I compromised?
This happened to a friend of mine before, okay? It's fucked. It's very bad.
Well, I don't know who this friend of yours was. Was it the human-sized rat?
It
Or was it the
okay,
person who liked shiny
that's not-
things?
That's irrelevant.
But
Nothing
what
to
I'm
do-
saying is that they're no match for me, obviously. I will be fine.
He could
I
kick
am
your
fine.
ass. He could totally kick your ass.
I do not think that's true.
He would punch you in the face and then shoot you with a gun.
I would really like to go back to the village, and if anywhere is still open, sell some of these incredibly valuable artifacts that I stole. Not to mention, destroy Ahriman. Let's go.
How do you plan on doing this? You've told me absolutely nothing, and I feel like right now, if I walk up to fucking Ahriman, he's gonna kill us on sight.
Can we maybe get out of the sewer first?
No! We're doing it in the sewer! Because you won't do it anywhere else.
I don't know what to tell you. That's all I'm saying. If you want to come with me, great. If you don't, I'm
I'm
leaving.
gonna come with you because if you go alone to fight the most fucking powerful person in Alyria, you're going to die.
I disagree.
You're insane. You're fucking insane.
Maybe. But I'm leaving now.
And Eris walks on in front of you. For brevity's sake.
Yeah.
Eris, you go and sell your goods. You get about 500 gold worth of for the knives and the napkin rings. You guys probably find a place to Eris. You convinced her.
Is there like a printing press anywhere around here?
Yeah, that'd be easy enough to find. They wouldn't be open right now, but you might need to come back the next day to do that.
I would like to pin them an anonymous letter and include the rings and the picture and basically just tell them that here's the thing, it's that Tarlo's got this, friend living in the mansion, and this is his name, and obviously this is a picture that he commissioned of them together, and just anonymous sources have been made aware, and really think that this should be made, the hypocrisy should be made public.
All right, so you leave a little
And what happened to his wife? Where is Penelope?
Marlow's 95 Theses on the door of the printing press. And then you kind of, for brevity's sake, Eris does not suggest that you go back to Amalia for the evening. So you get a nice room at an inn. Over the course of the night, you chat, you have whatever, you go to sleep. Marlow, when you wake up the next morning, Eris is gone.
Son of a bitch.
Do you leave a note for her, Eris?
No.
Good. I was gonna say if you did, you could write it for me, and I'd have her have it at the next session. But yeah.
No.
All
She
right.
wouldn't understand.
No. So
She wouldn't understand. You're gonna die.
all right. So that's what we'll end for tonight. Sorry we went a little bit longer than we expected, but that was a lot of fun. And then we'll pick up with Marlow's story next week and see where the Lost Adventures of Marlow take us from there. And hopefully down the line, we might have Eris get to join us for the main campaign, depending on where things go.
I'm ready and willing
It's so awesome.
so
But
that she can piss off everyone.
I got the sword, and
You
that's
did.
what I want.
I need to talk to you one-on-one, Marlow, about that sword. But we can have a conversation like after Amanda gets off the chat. But we'll do that. And then, but thank you all so much for joining us. This was so much fun. It has been, I love, it was such a great thing to have our guest with us for this one.
Yes.
It was fun. I had a blast.
Yeah,
And thank you for all of your help because
Oh, you did.
Literally were like the
brilliantly.
greatest rogue I've ever seen. You didn't fuck up a trap until literally the last one.
Yeah.
until the most important one.
But no, but that's the beauty.
No,
Failure
if
makes
we
such
done
good
that any
stories.
Earlier, we wouldn't have gotten
Yeah.
there. It would have been so much harder.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, like, it was, I love failure. It makes for perfect moments.
Like, honestly, nothing could have been better than everything going right until we have to make a dramatic getaway. Are you kidding me? Incredible storytelling.
Yeah. But we'll see you all here next week with Marlow. And again, thank you so much to Amanda. I'm gonna